Opening.
Ikaw magsasalita.
Tukod.
Ay, lagyan na mabatian. Please mute your mic.
Every child needs to find a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be saved. Need to find a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be Sabay-sabay po natin awitin ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Hayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, harap ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinihan, buyanta ng magiting, sa manluluping, ipapasisihin, sa dagat at bundok, sa simay, sa langit mong buhaw, may dilagang tula, awit sa layang minamahal, ang paskat ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng wala ipagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo, aming ligaya na pag may mga api, mamamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Awitin po natin ang himig DOST.
Yan.
sinisinta. Ang DOST ay sumilang na lingkod ng bayan sa tuwina. Pagtuklas ng bagong karunungan sa iba't ibang uring agham. Ang miktika sa ganahan at kaunlaran ng ating lipunan. Ibandila ang kanyang sagisag, kay ganda ng pagsisikat. Pag-unlad nating pangarap ay biyayang malalasan. Magpugay tayo ng sabay-sabay. Mabuhay, mabuhay ang DOST. Ang sensya'y sandigan ng maunlad na bayan. Layunin dakila at may pagkakapuri. Magkaisa ng dalangin para sa inang bayan. Mabuhay, mabuhay ang DOST. Ang sensya'y sandigan ng maunlad na bayan. Layunin dakila at may magkakapuri. Magkaisa ng dalangin para sa inang bayan.
Thank you, Hapag-awit singers. Once again, I would like to remind our dear participants to kindly mute their microphone or audio. If you will look at your screen, to your leftmost, lower leftmost, makikita po natin yung mute and unmute. You can select po and mute. Thank you so much.
Pati na naka-face mask.
Alright, thank you so much sa mga nag-mute na po ng kanilang mga microphone. Thank you. It's my joy to acknowledge the presence of our more than 200 participants, exactly 233 as of this time. Thank you. You are coming from different regions and offices. We have participants from DOST regional offices, provincial science and technology centers, DOST research and development institutes and councils, Department of Education. We also have participants from Department of Social Welfare and Development and National Nutrition Council field offices. We also have participants coming from academe, hospitals, other government agencies like PhilRise, Philippine Navy. Of course, we are not complete without the micro, small, medium enterprises like bakeries and other food manufacturers. We are glad to have you all here with us this morning. To give his welcome remarks, may we now call on our DOST FNRI Director, Dr. Mario V. Capanzana.
Okay. Wala mo yung picture. Yung luwas.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning to all.
Good morning. Good morning po.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry for the delay.
Morning po, morning.
And I would like to welcome our participants in today's launching of our enhanced Nutribun. I'm glad that we have representation from the different organizations, particularly our potential partners in this particular program of the department. But allow me to acknowledge the presence of our guest in today's launching. We're happy. We are the Cabinet Secretary Carlo Alexi de Nograles will be with us. DOST Secretary Fortunato T. de la Peña. We would like also to welcome Undersecretary Cristina L. Guevara, and together with Undersecretary Glenda L. Nazaret Manzano. And our distinguished partner from the private sectors, they have been mentioned earlier by Leah, and we are happy that we have our partner from the Department of Education, today represented by Dr. Maria Corazon Dumlao, and of course,
Ayan, meron na kayo. Saka, anong clinic yun?
sorry po, it's unmute. Okay, allow me to welcome all of you again in this particular event. Well, as I mentioned earlier, we have the Cabinet Secretary Carlo Alexi B. Nograles, our Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology, Fortunato T. de la Peña, our two undersecretaries from DOST, Undersecretary for Research and Development, Rowena Cristina L. Guevara, and together with the Undersecretary for Regional Operation, Brenda L. Nazaret Manzano, and of course, our distinguished partner from the private sectors that will be our potential adopter in this particular program. We are likewise fortunate and very happy that our partner from the Department of Education are here and now represented by Dr. Maria Corazon Dumlao, and from the Department of Social Welfare and Development, Assistant Secretary Glenda D. Relova. And of course, we have our DOST regional directors and their representatives. Welcome also to the FNRA family, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to welcome you to the virtual launch of the DOST FNRI Enhanced Nutribun. We are truly grateful for your presence today as it manifests your commitment and support towards DOST FNRI's 2020 Perfect Vision for Nutrition. Those who were born in the early 1970s in the Philippines, that includes me, would probably be familiar with the so-called bread of the nation, the Nutribun. Whenever beneficiaries of the Nutribun look back at their elementary school days, it is always a recollection of the excitement and anticipation of the recess, and vaguely understand what is malnutrition that time, that innocent minds cannot yet fully grasp. The Nutribun back in those days was heavy, compact, or siksik. The original formula consisted of wheat flour, non-fat dry milk, solids, sugar, vegetable oil, salt, and yeast. Each buns weighs 170 grams and had 500 calories of energy and 17 grams protein. Now that schools are closed since COVID-19 crisis, many children were left hungry and undernourished. And as the school feeding program may have challenge in the implementation due to health measure we are implementing. And this is likewise to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Related to this, the Department of Social Welfare and Development issued Memorandum Circular number 12 of series of 2020, or the guidelines in the implementation of supplementary feeding program during community quarantine or those or other similar emergencies. Under the food commodity schemes on nutrition in emergency of supplementary feeding program, Nutribun is one of the mentioned nutrient-dense sustenance that will be provided to the school supplementary feeding program of the DSWD. So in response to the need for a nutrient-dense bread comparable to that of the Nutribun in the 1970s, the Department of Science and Technology, Food and Nutrition Research Institute conducted a research on innovatively reformulating, and this is to avoid fake Nutribun. Nutribun that will be recommended should have the appropriate nutrient to deliver the correct nutrient to our children, particularly those malnourished children. And of course, with this, we will be able to make sure or ensure that the food being eaten or consumed by our children are within the standards as prescribed by the level of nutrients present in the Nutribun. So unlike the predecessor, this is enhanced Nutribun weighs about 160 to 165 grams per piece. The modern day Nutribun is enhanced by making the texture softer and adding more micronutrients such as iron and vitamin A. Today's reformulated version has an estimated production cost depending on the level of production to about 20 to 25 pesos per piece. And this is easier for the children to hold and bite. If you can remember the old Nutribun, pag hindi po naubos, naglalaro na ang mga bata at ayun ay napakasaya nung panahong iyon. So to avoid food wastage, we make sure that these are really tasty and palatable and easy to hold. And perhaps we want them to be consumed by children once it is given to them. So to meet the required nutrient available on their daily needs, the 160 to 165 grams Nutribun has an estimated of 500 for kcal, 17.8 grams protein, and 6 milligrams of iron and 244 milligrams vitamin A. So para po maintindihan natin, yung pong isang peraso ng Nutribun will provide at least 32% of the requirement for energy for that day, and 59% of the requirement for protein of the child, and 61% of the requirement for iron, and around 61% of the requirement for vitamin A. So siksik po ito ng micronutrient at ng protina. The Institute recognizes the need for collaborators to make the enhanced Nutribun more affordable and available nationwide. We are very happy to share with you that the enhanced Nutribun technology is now ready for adoption through our technology transfer program. With the nationwide adoption of the enhanced Nutribun technology, DOST FNRI can help new and existing partners in the micro, small, and medium scales businesses. And with additional livelihood and income for the workers, and of course, support to the farmers who may be supplying the required raw materials for all these technology adapters. As of this time, we have more than 50 prospective adopters who signify their interest in adopting this technology nationwide, and it keeps on increasing daily as we receive so many emails to respond with. And we are happy that we have a very good reception our call for partners in this particular enhanced Nutribun. So some of them are here today, and we invite them to give a short message later on. So we are happy to welcome our Century Pacific Corporation, Ms. Daisy Ingel. Of course, we have the Nutridense Food Manufacturing Corporation, presented by Ms. Rocky Doctor, and the Arete Food Corporation, represented by Ms. Tricia Castellodes. I'm proud and nostalgic that throughout my lifetime, I will witness the comeback of the legendary Nutribun to help school children and their families be more food secure and nourished during this prolonged health crisis and other anticipated calamities. The enhanced Nutribun is one of the DOST FNRI's contribution to help cope with the new normal. We are confident that our existing and prospective partners will once again support this novel initiative to help ease the impact of the crisis on the nutritional well-being of our future generation. Sa ating pong lahat, magandang umaga at marami pong salamat.
Thank you, Dr. Capanzana, for that heartwarming message. To know more about why and for whom we are doing this nutrition intervention, let's have our ears and eyes focused on the audio-visual presentation on the overview of Enhanced Nutribun.
Oo nga eh. May lag ng konti.
Nanay, tatay, gusto ko tinapay. Ate, kuya, gusto ko kape. Lahat ng gusto ko ay susundin ninyo. Ang magkamali ay pipindutin ko.
Thank you for that uplifting and informative AVP on the overview of Enhanced Nutribun. Now let's have a glimpse of the rationale behind the Enhanced Nutribun. To introduce our Honorable DOST Secretary, may we once again call on our FNRI Director, Dr. Kapansan.
Thank you, Leia. It is always an honor and pleasure to introduce our ever-loving Secretary, Honorable Fortunato T. de la Peña. SecBoy, as he is fondly called, is at the helm of the Department of Science and Technology's Science for the People initiatives. Through his hands-on leadership, Secretary de la Peña make it a point to be present in almost all, if not all, engagement of the attached agencies of the Department of Science and Technology, including the regional and provincial offices of the department. Even before this health crisis due to the COVID-19 pandemic, he has been steering the DOST towards proactively responding to the relevant needs of our countrymen for science-based solution to problems. Secretary de la Peña is a stand supporter of FNRI's programs and projects. To name a few, the Malnutrition Reduction Program, clinical trials on virgin coconut oil, and now the Enhanced Nutribun. There's an undertaking. It's my pleasure to introduce to you our DST Secretary, Fortunato T. de la Peña.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. I am pleased to welcome all our stakeholders and guests from the private and public sector for the soft launching of the Enhanced Nutribun. We all know that the pandemic brings not only a health crisis but socioeconomic depression as well. As such, the food and nutrition and health community also worry about hunger pandemic, especially among children. Classes in school were suspended to help slow the spread of the virus. But this means no free hot meals for the beneficiaries of the school-based feeding program. These circumstances further exposed undernourished children to hunger. Our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, believes that children are the hope of our country. The Department of Science and Technology, Food and Nutrition Research Institute, along with the DOST's researchers and scientists, agree with Dr. Jose Rizal's belief. Recently, DOST FNRI conducted its 46th FNRI seminar series with the theme 2020 Perfect Vision for Nutrition. Batang Pinoy, Sana, Tol, amidst COVID-19. The seminar series showcased the completed researches and the S&T projects of the DOST FNRI in 2019. Some of its research and development projects aim to help combat malnutrition among children. In the light of these challenges faced by the future hope of the Philippines, the DOST FNRI reformulated the Nutribun of the 1970s. Nutribun is a complete, ready-to-eat meal for school children to help combat malnutrition. Micronutrients like iron and vitamin A are added to the Nutribun, thus gaining the name Enhanced Nutribun. Aside from being enhanced with micronutrients, the new Nutribun is more delicious and softer compared with the 1970s Nutribun. The enhanced Nutribun will supplement the nutritional needs of children, particularly during this pandemic. Companies producing bakery products, bake shops, other entrepreneurs, and community bakeries are encouraged to adopt the enhanced Nutribun to make it widely available nationwide and more affordable. This is only one of the contributions of the Department of Science and Technology family to help address the health crisis and the consequential socioeconomic problems. Other DOST research institutes and councils are also busy doing the researches to combat or to address COVID-19 and its ensuing problems. The Industrial Technology Development Institute, or ITDI, is developing ventilator parts so that two patients can use the ventilator simultaneously. The Philippine Textile Research Institute, or PTRI, has developed a rewearable face mask. Reusable, rewashable, rewearable, they call it rewear. And this is for government frontline workers. MIRDC devised their face shields. And our Forest Products and Research and Development Institute formulated new hand soaps, sprays, and other disinfecting materials using mostly scents that are derived from forest products. And our Philippine Council for Health Research and Development, or PCHRD, is very busy monitoring ongoing clinical trials for a possible cure for COVID-19. Our Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development, or PICARD, has launched the Galing PICARD Contra COVID-19 program. This is Galing means Good Agri-Aqua Livelihood Initiatives Towards National Goals. And the IATF, or the Interagency Task Force for Emerging Infectious Diseases, has already adopted mobile apps and medical devices like our disinfecting cubicles and of course our RX box that have been developed with the DOST Shield support. DOST FNRI is also currently conducting the BCO clinical trials in Santa Rosa Community Hospital for the mild COVID patients. Aside from this, more projects and programs will be immediately implemented. And that is why I would like to thank the hard work and support of its member of the DOST family. DOST is intensifying R&D and S&T services to help the nation cope with the pandemic and, of course, to move towards recovery. Our department continues to support the food industry and the research institutes and academia help us in this respect. I am extremely happy and excited that in today's launching, we already have our adapters from different food companies who will produce the enhanced Nutribun. We will look for more partners to scale out this program. The whole DOST family will work harder for the Filipino people because science is for the people. In these challenging times, DOST is one with the whole nation to heal as one and assures you that you are not alone because we are with you. Muli, magandang umaga sa ating lahat at mag-ingat tayong lahat.
Thank you, Secretary De La Peña, for that inspiring message. Truly, science is for the people, especially amidst these trying times. Once again, may I kindly remind our dear participants to kindly mute their microphones. Thank you so much. At this point, may I request Dr. Capansana to introduce our DOST Undersecretary for Research and Development.
Thank you very much, Leah. Now, again, allow me to introduce our next speaker. To give us a message is an ever-active DOST Undersecretary for Research and Development, Dr. Rowena Cristina L. Guevara. Yusek Geb, as he has been personally involved in monitoring the progress of programs and projects of DOSTs, that's agency like the FNRI. She is a strong motivator who pushes us to go beyond our usual limit and comfort zones. Yusek Geb walks the talks in her dictum, Science for Change. Truly, her support for FNRI's innovative research and development efforts and science and technology services, particularly our marketing and promotion initiatives, are due to her constant prodding. She is also a constant in almost all significant, she's also constantly present in almost all significant events of FNRI, proof of her support and vigilance that we are performing as expected. Dear stakeholders, let's all welcome Dr. Rowena Cristina L. Guevara, the DOST Undersecretary for Research and Development.
Secretary Boy de la Peña, Dr. Mar Capansana, our friends in the nutrition business, of course, our colleagues in the DOST, especially the Food and Nutrition Research Institute of the DOST, ladies and gentlemen, a blessed morning to everyone. It is with joy to see you all online today for the soft launch of the enhanced Nutribun. As we are coping with this health and economic crisis brought about by the pandemic, the DOST continues to provide science-based solutions to help the nation survive and rise up to these challenges. Amidst all of this, the DOST remains steadfast in its mission of directing, leading, and coordinating the country's scientific and technological efforts geared towards maximum economic and social benefits for the people. The Research and Development Institutes, Councils, and Service Institutes of the DOST have been at the forefront of the fight against COVID-19. The DOST FNRI, as the principal research arm of the government in food and nutrition, is committed to help ensure adequate nutrition among all Filipinos, especially young children. Even before the pandemic, the country's next generation continues to suffer from various forms of malnutrition. The 2019 expanded National Nutrition Survey of the DOST FNRI showed that the prevalence of underweight and stunting among school children 6 to 10 years old was 26% and 25.2% respectively. Thus, there is an urgent need to strengthen the supplementary feeding program being implemented in public schools. This presents a daunting challenge in implementation, as feeding programs usually involve gathering of beneficiaries in one venue. The enhanced Nutribun is one of the DOST-FNRI's interventions that can be distributed to beneficiaries in their households and through bakeries that adopted the technology, thus considerably minimizing physical contact. The DOST-FNRI reformulated the old Nutribun by adding micronutrients such as vitamin A and iron. Vitamin A deficiency and iron deficiency anemia are the two most common micronutrient deficiencies among Filipino children. According to the 2018 DOST-FNRI ENNS, prevalence of iron deficiency anemia increased in 2018 for school children aged 6 to 10 years old. We cannot wait for this pandemic to end before addressing these nutrition problems. After all, a well-nourished and healthy body is our children's first line of defense against COVID-19 and other illnesses. We hope that through this online soft launch, we may be able to convince people on the importance of appropriate nutrition intervention for children, especially during these challenging times. As a famous song goes, I believe the children are our future. Together with our partners, we can give the Filipino children and their families better lives. With this, I assure you that DOST will level up innovations in research and development and practice science and technology services that can aid the country in adapting to the new normal. We will persevere in addressing gaps hampering the fight against COVID-19. I am sure that aside from the enhanced Nutribun, more strategic food and nutrition interventions will be rolled out by the DOST-FNRI in the months to come. Muli, isang mapagpalang umaga sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Yusek Guevara, for your valuable insights. All right, participants check. We are now more than 300 or 325 participants to be exact. We are really glad that together we are here this morning. At this point, the DOST-FNRI's homegrown talents will entertain us with this song number. Once again, let us welcome DOST-FNRI Hapag-awit singers, Mr. John Albert F. Malaki, and yours truly.
Talk of darkness, forget is what I feel. I'm here, nothing can harm you. My words were hard and calm. Let me be your freedom. Let daylight dry your tears. I'm here with you beside you to guard you and to guide you.
Promise me
Thank you so much, Hapag-awit singers. Do you want more? We will reserve that to our future events. I have announcements here. Let me read it to you. To those who are asking kung meron pong replay itong ating soft launch, yes, we will be having a replay of Nutribun soft launch. It will be uploaded on our official DOST FNRI Facebook page and YouTube channel. By the way, if you haven't liked yet our Facebook page, just key in search DOST-Food and Nutrition Research Institute. And if you haven't subscribed yet in our YouTube channel, just like and subscribe. Also, we have some announcements here. Those who signed up for Technegotial, today's afternoon session, we will be accommodating first 18 potential licensees. We will be having another schedule, and that is tomorrow, July 30. Just kindly wait for the Zoom links to be submitted to your respective email addresses. And also, please be reminded that this Technegotial is intended for potential licensees of enhanced Nutribun. So for our dear regional offices and field offices, if you feel the need that we should conduct another technology forum for this aspect, then we will surely accommodate you in the future undertakings. All right, at this point, we will present the 7 leaders of DOST FNRI for 70 years. In innovation are the 7 visions of the past former 7 leaders of FNRI. Let us watch the Innovision.
I see a true call.
We, in the Department of Science and Technology, Food and Nutrition Research Institute, proudly presents our story of innovation. As FNRI turns another page of 70 years of service to Juan and Juana, innovation is our continuing journey. As we traverse the road of scientific and technological pursuits, our mentors guided us with their innovations for Philippine food and nutrition endeavors. Let our mentors' voices resound as we unfold FNRI's story. The very first director of FNRI, 1948 to 1956, Dr. Juan Salcedo Jr. Dr. Salcedo aimed for better nutrition for a greater Philippines. Dr. Salcedo led pioneering extensive research, such as the rat and biochemistry laboratories. His other achievements included the publication of the first handbook on food composition tables, or the FCT, the Bataan Rice Enrichment Experiment, launching of a systematic program of nutrition, education, and information, participation in nutrition survey among the personnel of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, which became the forerunner of the regional and national surveys that the FNRI was later known for. His innovation is anchored on nutrition research in service to Filipinos. 1959 to 1973, Dr. Conrado R. Pascual. Give until it hurts. Among his contributions were the conduct of nutrition surveys in 8 regions of the country, start of research and development for food technologies, conduct of post-nutrition survey conference. Dr. Pascual also initiated the organization of National Coordinating Committee on Food and Nutrition, or the NCCFN, The NCCFN initiated different nutrition programs. His innovation is built on sustained collaboration among sectors of society who believed in the importance of nutrition in nation building. 1973 to 1980, Dr. Carmen Intengan. Nutrition surveys were among the flagship projects of Dr. Carmen Intengan. During her time, the first National Nutrition Survey was undertaken. Series of studies on nutritional anemia were also conducted. Nutrition standards were established and tools were developed. An intensive mass information campaign on nutrition was undertaken. The Food Composition Table 1980 edition was published. Her innovation accentuated the far-reaching impact of conducting basic and applied researches in nutrition. 1980 to 1983, Dr. Josefina Bulatao Jaime. Dr. Bulatao Jaime believed that we need better nutrition to increase the Filipinos' existing and potential productivity. Under her guidance, the second nationwide nutrition survey was conducted, where the clinical survey was introduced and the prevalence of goiter, night blindness, Bitot spot, and intestinal parasitism were determined. She hoped for the Institute to constantly provide updated data and information needed for policy formulation and program operations. Her innovation for FNRI underscored the importance of continuing the conduct of nutrition survey. 1983 to 1997, Dr. Rodolfo F. Florentino. He believed that nutrition for all is a social responsibility. He has directed the conduct of third and fourth national nutrition surveys, biochemical researches, nutrition information dissemination, active participation in the Comprehensive Technology Transfer Program, research initiatives, linkages and collaborations with different countries and other nutrition agencies, development of different nutrition IEC materials. Dr. Florentino was also conferred Lingkod Bayan Award from the Civil Service Commission by former President Fidel V. Ramos. His innovation was solidly grounded in research, driven with passion for excellence, and fired with commitment for relevant food and nutrition R&D outputs. Dr. Corazon V.C. Barba. Dr. Barba strongly believed that every Filipino has the right to adequate food because nutrition is a basic human need. Her leadership resulted to strategic implementation of micronutrient supplementation, implementation of food fortification, revision of RDA to RENI, strong promotion for technology transfer and SNT services, active speakership activities and writers' pool seminars, development of useful nutrition tools and references, publication of Philippine nutrition facts and figures on results of 1993 and 1998 National Nutrition Surveys, accreditation to ISO IEC Guide 25 of the Food Analytical Service Laboratory. Her underscored the pivotal role of nutrition to national development. (2004) to present, Dr. Mario V. Capanzana. Dr. Capanzana believed that food and nutrition remain as the most essential basic need of humans. His R&D and SNT initiatives are Breakthrough in Nutrition Education, IEC and ICT, such as the putting in place IFNRI, upgraded FNRI facilities, new technologies like nutrigenomics, R&D on brown rice and other fortified food products, FNRI's high-impact technology solutions. The Malnutrition Reduction Program was considered by NEDA as one of the national priority program of the government from 2015 to 2017. Nationwide technology transfer and commercialization of food technologies. Translation of R&D and SNT results to policies. Conduct of 7th and 8th National Nutrition Surveys. Corporate Wellness Model. Urban Gardening Model. The Institute transition from ISO 9001-2008 to ISO 9001-2015. Laboratories to ISO IEC 17025-2005, and as a food BT provider with accreditation of Proficiency Testing Laboratory as ISO IEC 17043-2010. Strengthening linkages with international and national organizations, including private sector and non-government organizations. Dr. Capanzana was conferred Lingkod Bayan Award from the Civil Service Commission by President Rodrigo Duterte. He was recognized for being a key figure in the Malnutrition Reduction Program, addressing micronutrient malnutrition through food fortification and implementation of intervention strategies to address macronutrient deficiencies in children. His innovation for FNRI is first and foremost propelled by his dream to help every Filipino become well-nourished. His incessant quest for innovation has fueled FNRI, R&D, and SNT initiatives to soar high. 7 champions, 70 undaunted years of service. The Food and Nutrition Research Institute will continue the story of innovation in pursuit of helping all Filipinos be well-nourished so as to lead long and healthy lives.
And that is the innovation, 7 visions of DOST-FNRI over the last 70 years. It's not every day that we get to hear up close one of the country's new generation of dynamic leaders, a passionate advocate, and a tireless public servant who uses his intelligence, education, and experience to serve his countrymen. To introduce our next speaker, may we once again call on our director, Dr. Capanzana.
Thank you very much, Leia, and good morning once again. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce our very special guest today. Our partnership with our special guest today started with a stint in PTB Force program, Kain Na. Together with Secretary Fortunato de la Peña and yours truly, we were invited as guests to feature FNRI nutritious yet affordable recipes. Consequent discussion led to the possibility of reviving the Nutribun in the light of the country's zero hunger goals and a supplement to the school feeding program and the COVID-19 food packs. Our guest currently serves as a cabinet secretary appointed by President Rodrigo Duterte in November 2018 to head the office of the cabinet secretary. She serves as the close advisor to the president and ensure close coordination among different agencies of government, such as DILG, DPWH, DSWD, DOH, and other government agencies. He is committed to helping the president deliver in his promise to bring development to all regions, provide more opportunities to those living in provinces, and uplift the economy in the countryside. He is also a staunch advocate of advancing programs against hunger to end and overcome hunger concerns in different parts of the country. He also finds solution to water shortage in household where expanding irrigation in agricultural lands, and to finally achieve long-term peace in Mindanao. Before he was appointed as cabinet secretary, he was chair of the powerful House Committee on Appropriation, which approves the national budget for the annual expenses of the government. He served as 3 terms congressman of the 1st District of Davao City. He is a lawyer by profession. He previously worked for the Nograles law firm in Davao. Our guest is a recipient of numerous prestigious awards as the Outstanding Legislator, and he received the Golden Globe Awards for Excellence in Public Service in 2015 and 2016. He was also recognized as an outstanding congressman in 2012 and 2015 by the Superbrand Marketing International. He is a graduate of the Philippine Science High School, and he holds a degree in BS Management Engineering from the Ateneo de Manila University and a Juris Doctor from the Ateneo de Manila Law School. He was born and raised in Davao City, the second among 4 children of Prospero Nograles, the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, and Rodora Bindigo Nograles. So, as Cabinet Secretary, ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome our special guest today, Honorable Carlo Alexi B. Nograles, the Cabinet Secretary. Magandang umaga po.
Maraming salamat, Dr. Mario Capanzana. Thank you very much for our continued partnership. Actually, I'm presiding over a zero hunger meeting sa isang device ko. Umexit na ako ng sandali para mag-attend nitong ating Nutribun soft launching. So halos araw-araw pinag-uusapan na natin ang tungkol sa kagutuman, problema natin sa kagutuman, sa hunger, at ang mga interventions natin to address the needs of our kababayans. And I'm very happy with this launching ng Nutribun, ang pinaka-inaabangan ng lahat na Enhanced Nutribun. So sa aking mga kabalikat sa serbisyo, especially DOST Secretary Fortunato Boy de la Peña, ng DOST Undersecretary Dr. Rowena Cristina Guevara, DOST Undersecretary Brenda Nazareth Manzano, of course to the DOST FNRI family led by National Director Dr. Mario Capanzana, Deputy Director Dr. Anthony Calibo, sa lahat ng mga representatives from the food manufacturing companies, who are our potential licensees and adopters of the enhanced Nutribun or e-Nutribun. To all of our partners in the private sector, mga CSOs, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat and congratulations to all. According to the 2018 Fill the Nutrient Gap Philippines Summary Report of the World Food Program, 1/3 of Philippine households are not able to afford a diet that meets the nutritional needs. With the COVID-19 pandemic, it has made things even more complicated. And the challenges, with these challenges brought about by COVID-19, government must do all that we can by stretching our limited resources. So that's a particular challenge that's facing the administration and the government right now. And because of that particular challenge, we need to turn to science. We turn to maximizing science and technology to fill this gap, this nutritional gap, and better provide Filipino children with the healthy food that they need to survive and to thrive. The Nutribun is an example of the science-driven solutions that government is pursuing to address hunger and malnutrition. I'm happy to be part of this revival of the Nutribun, ang pagbabalik ng Nutribun, which was made popular actually in the supplementary feeding programs of government in the 1970s. So magkakahalataan na po na tayo kung sino ang batang 70s dyan. But now it is in a healthier and an enhanced reformulation, better calibrated to address the nutritional gaps in the diet of modern Filipino children. The new e-Nutribun or enhanced Nutribun developed by FNRI is more delicious, more nutritious, has better texture, made mainly from squash for better taste, and enriched with micro and macronutrients, protein, iron, and vitamin A, among others. This development of the enhanced Nutribun is in line with the issuances of the Department of Social Welfare and Development and the Department of Education on supplementary feeding programs and healthy and nutritious family food packs during community quarantine or other similar emergencies. These e-Nutribuns will be distributed on top of the regular meals to target families and children through the feeding programs of DSWD and DepEd. So, ibig po sabihin, tuloy-tuloy pa po ang mga feeding programs natin sa DepEd, School Feeding Program, at sa DSWD, Supplementary Feeding Program para naman sa mga daycare children. And e-Nutribun will play a crucial role in continuing our feeding programs. We recognize the need of reducing the nutrition gap as a top priority, especially as we battle the impacts of COVID-19. In fact, this has become an even more urgent concern given that the incomes of many families have been affected because of this pandemic, which means that families will have to find ways to make ends meet. And in the process, the temptation is to cut down on their budget. At malaki po dun sa porsyento ng budget nila is their food budget. What we don't want to happen is them cutting down on the food budget and sacrificing the nutritional intake of their children. Not only is the quantity of food intake affected, but the quality of food they consume once they start cutting down their food budgets. In situations like these, it is the children who suffer the most, as malnutrition and undernutrition, we know, can affect the development of the child. So Given this, the challenge is now, how do we provide the nutritional needs of these kids so that we can prevent the consequences, long-term consequences of undernutrition like stunting? The enhanced Nutribun is seen as one of the primary answers. One way we can achieve goodbye gutom and sana tol, sama all, this year's theme to commemorate National Nutrition Month. The Fill the Nutrition Gap study of WFP and DOST-FNRI has actually noted that there's been little progress made in addressing the undernutrition of our children. In fact, the study says that the country's potential for social and economic development is hindered as 30% of children under the age of 5 years old are stunted and unlikely to reach their full mental and physical potential. The study adds that despite overall economic growth, the percentage of stunted children has reduced very little in the past 15 years. And this is due to several factors, including poverty, natural and man-made disasters, low consumer demand for nutritious food, low prioritization to address nutrition, limited commitment and capacity to deliver on nutrition interventions, and right now, we are even more so challenged with this COVID-19 pandemic. So, in line with this, what's happening right now with the COVID-19 pandemic, there is a need for us to re-operationalize the government's supplementary feeding programs so that we can continue to deliver food to families, but it has to be food that is nutritious. While there will be no face-to-face classes in the near future, sabi nga ng Pangulo, baka sa January pa, we'll have to resort to house-to-house distribution or community distribution with the close cooperation of DSWD, DepEd, our barangay, and our local government units. So this is where the e-Nutribun will play the most crucial role. Now, we need to jumpstart the production of our e-Nutribuns, which is why we need to identify and encourage adopters and manufacturers, MSMEs even, bake shops, to explore partnerships with government and produce our e-Nutribun. Production is key to distribution. So we would like to strengthen the partnership of DOST-FNRI and our technology adopters for the e-Nutribun. And this can be done with a memorandum of agreement to ensure that the right processes and ingredients are utilized in production. The technology transfer protocol of DOST will have to be observed, and the small enterprise technology upgrading program may also be maximized to upgrade facilities and link production facilities to potential markets. The e-Nutribun is a very welcome development in our concerted efforts to curb malnutrition in the country and fits perfectly within the ambit of our current strategies to combat malnutrition, hunger, and poverty. I'm also happy to note that the production of e-Nutribun will also help the agricultural sector by purchasing the produce of farmers such as wheat, squash, and other root crops, which is the main goal of another program that we have, the Enhanced Partnership Against Hunger and Poverty. And what it basically means is through the EPAP, we call it the EPAP program, Enhanced Partnership Against Hunger and Poverty program, we are able to link our small farmers groups, small farmers organizations like the Agrarian Reform Beneficiary Organizations, the Irrigators Associations, the community-based organizations, farmers organizations accredited by the Department of Agriculture, and link it up with our feeding program. For the e-Nutribun, we'd like to link up the production facilities with these small farmer groups para sila na po yung magsusupply ng needs ninyo. Hindi lang tayo nakaka-produce ng e-Nutriban, matutulungan pa natin ang ating mga maliliit na magsasaka. So we'd like to have these farmers and farm organizations supply the raw materials for the e-Nutriban and our government feeding programs. Now, in closing, allow me then to reiterate the call for action of DOST FNRI to DOSWD and DepEd during our meeting yesterday in the special meeting of the Interagency Task Force on Zero Hunger. Ang panawagan ko po sa DSWD at DepEd kahapon, include e-Nutribans in our feeding programs and support related malnutrition reduction programs led by FNRI. Ang panawagan ko naman sa ating mga partners, the private sector, please link up your facilities with our small farmers organization. Again, congratulations to DOST FNRI for the successful launching of the e-Nutriban. You can count on us at the Office of the President and the Office of the Cabinet Secretary as your partner to push for the inclusion of e-Nutriban in various anti-malnutrition, kontra kagutuman programs in my capacity as Cabinet Secretary and Chair of the IATF on Zero Hunger. Marami pa tayong kailangan gawin, pero sige lang, in Bisaya pa, we say, padayon ta. Daghang kayong salamat, maayong buntag, and sa makausap pa, congratulations to each and every one of us. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, Cabsec Nagrales, for that eye-opening message.
Thank you very much, Capsec. Allow me to show you the actual Nutriban. It's just unfortunate that we cannot go on face-to-face and provide this to our participants, but soon we hope this will be available through our partners, to our industry partners that we are having now today. So thank you very much for that support, and we'll send you some of this Nutriban later on. Salamat po.
Thank you so much, Dr. Capansana and Cabsec Nagrales. Indeed, this endeavor will not be successful without interagency collaboration. To give us a response to the call of action, please welcome the Department of Education, NPH Chief, Health Division, Health and Nutrition Center, Dr. Maria Corazon Dumlao.
Good morning, everyone. The Department of Education, being a member of the National Nutrition Council, is committed to explore partnership with FNRI's program, particularly on the Enhanced Nutribun, that will support or benefit the school-based feeding program. We congratulate FNRI for their milestones and for fulfilling its mandate on nutrition in the country. Even before the pandemic hit us, the Philippine Plan of Action 2017-2022 has already been in place to address malnutrition in the country. Inputs to the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition are our very own nutrition programs in DepEd, such as the SBFP, both its regular component and the milk feeding component, as well as other complementary activities such as deworming, wash in schools, and nutrition education. We recognize that the COVID-19 pandemic poses a challenge on how we do a lot of things, including how we push our nutrition initiatives. The pandemic may make the realization of our goals a little more difficult than usual, but not impossible. For SY 2020-2021, DepEd remains unwavering in its commitment to continue the implementation of the school-based feeding program, modifying it in the context of the current conditions brought about by the pandemic. From the provision of the usual hot meals, which has been the practice for years, we are this year shifting to ration of nutritious food products instead, and the FNRI products are the FNRI products are fitting into this context. From the school-based administration of the actual feeding, we are shifting to delivery to the homes of the target learner beneficiaries, and we have also adjusted the number of feeding days based on the remaining number of schools for FY 2020, considering the movement of the opening of classes to August from June. We are targeting up to 3.5 million learners, covering primary beneficiaries, all kinder learners and grade 1 to 6 learners who were wasted and severely wasted based on the previous school year's SBFP report, and secondary beneficiaries including pupils at risk of dropping out, indigenous people or IP learners, and those coming from indigent families. DepEd has been entrusted with almost 6 billion pesos to complement the SBFP that now has two components, namely the regular component that includes nutritious food products, ration for at least 60 feeding days, and the milk component, fresh or sterilized milk for 50 feeding days for 2020. We make sure that our implementation of the SBFP in coordination with agencies under the National Nutrition Council and FNRI is one, contributes not only to PPAN but also to the realization of DepEd's Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or the BELCP, DepEd's part in the government's overall COVID-19 response. The BELCP lays out DepEd's learning delivery strategy and operational direction that ensures the health, safety, and well-being of all DepEd learners and personnel. Strengthening the SBFP with our partners is one of the BELCP's identified interventions to increase the physical resilience of learners together with the rest of the Oplan Kalusugan sa DepEd flagship programs. Right now, we have ongoing discussions with the NNC, of which FNRI is a member, and how we can support FNRI and integrate its breakthroughs into the SBFP. Nutribun has a potential for this. We also are having discussions with EPOP so that we can link SBFP and support our local farmers and local producers. The EPOP is being championed by our CABSEC, Carlo Nograles, and we have opened doors for further engagement on this platform. Again, congratulations to FNRI and more power.
Thank you, Dr. Dumlao, Department of Education, Chief, Health Division, Health and Nutrition Center. Now to give us another response to the call of action, may we call on the Department of Social Welfare and Development, DSWD, Assistant Secretary, Glenda T. Lelova.
To Secretary Fortunato de la Peña of DOST, Cabinet Secretary Carlo Alexi Nograles, our anti-hunger champion, Director Mario Capansana, co-servants in the government, participants who are equally excited to witness the pagbabalik ng Nutribun, allow me to deliver the response of the DSWD. The DSWD, as the lead agency in the delivery of social protection programs and in cognizance of our organizational outcome number 2, where the rights and welfare of the poor and vulnerable sectors are protected, is in full support of the enhanced Nutribun. Over the years, the DSWD has been conducting the supplementary feeding program for children 2 to 4 years old and are enrolled in the daycare or supervised neighborhood play centers nationwide. The supplementary feeding program is the provision of hot meals to 100+% enrollees. The plus includes children who walks in to avail of the hot meals. This is to ensure that their nutritional status are met, which is crucial in maximizing their learning and development capacities. The 2019 supplementary feeding program was a big challenge for the department since we employed a different mechanism than the usual mode we were employing before 2019. The new mechanism resulted to failed bidding, lack of bidders, and the delay and spoilage of supplies. Coupled with the emergence of COVID-19, which results to suspension of daycare classes, these are some of the reasons that hampered the usually efficient way of delivering nutritious hot meals to our children. The SWD MC12 series of 2020 was crafted to address the challenges and to find alternative ways to implement the supplementary feeding program without compromising the nutritional needs of the children. And the enhanced Nutribun, with its convenient feature, can address issues of suspension of classes, spoilage of food, and will ensure continuity of provision of nutrients for the beneficiaries of the DSWD. One of the most exciting features of the Nutribun is it can be distributed to the children uninterrupted for straight 120 days, including Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, or even during calamity, given the historical experience of Nutribun distribution during the disaster operations way back in 70s and 80s. The continued provision of Nutribun to the children in the community might also generate income for our Sustainable Livelihood Program grantees in the community by engaging them in the production and delivery of the Nutribun for as long as its quality and nutritional benefits are maintained and monitored. I myself was a Nutribun kid, and I remember the days when my classmates and I frequently glanced at the door of our classroom, waiting for our classmate who will bring in the big transparent plastic containing the big bread we will eat afterwards, pairing it with the 50 cents matamis na ube, matamis na saging, at pag medyo sosyal, rino na may star margarine na palaman. I know soon children will be looking forward every day for the upcoming big and nutritious bread. The DSWD would like to thank the DOST-FNRI for responding timely by bringing back the Nutribun to the Filipino children. Congratulations to everyone and patuloy nating palakasin ang kalusugan ng mga batang Pilipino. Mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Asek Relova, DSWD Assistant Secretary. At this point, may I request again Dr. Capanzana to introduce DOST Undersecretary for Regional Operations.
Thank you very much, Leah. So allow me to introduce another official of the Department of Science and Technology. The DOST-FNRI regards our speaker as our bridge to the regions and provinces where most of our nutrition interventions and technology adapters are located. The DOST's regional and provincial offices just judiciously manages our extension in helping us implement and monitor our projects and technology adapters. Approachable and cheerful as he is, Yusik Bren is also keen in pointing out rooms for improvement in our interventions. Because of this, she is a key in the success of expanding the reach of our services where they are needed most. Valued guests and partners, let's all welcome Yusek Brenda L. Nazaret Manzano, the DOST Undersecretary for Regional Operations.
Thank you very much, my good friend, Dr. I understand our Cabinet Secretary, Carlo Nograles here. Good morning po. Other officials of the department, our partners from DepEd and DSWD, my good friend, you know, our friends from the food industry, the hard-working team of Dr. Mario Capanzana of FNRI, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Pasensya na po at medyo na late because I also came from another equally important launching sa halal naman po. So a convenient, ready-to-eat complete meal, the Nutribun surely was a famous food in the 70s, especially among public elementary students. containing around 500 calories and 17 grams of protein, this famous bun has indeed served as the primary source of nutrition and energy for many malnourished children then. It was also reported that even severe tropical storm Fran or Oyang struck the Philippines in September 1970, Nutribans were distributed as relief food. And seeing how said bread helped nourish families then, the distribution of Nutriban as a relief food was sustained for quite some time. We have probably heard that malnutrition is still prevalent in the country these days. So I'm happy that our DOST-FNRI took the initiative to revive and even enhance this vitamin-packed bread. With the enhanced version of the Nutriban, I am positive that we will be able to somehow reduce the problem on malnutrition in the country. To the DOST-FNRI team, led by my good friend, Dr. Mario Capanzana, thank you and congratulations for coming up with this enhanced version of Nutriban. I have yet to taste it, but I am sure that it tastes good. The pictures you have posted on social media are so enticing. I am also happy to note that we are joined in this virtual launching by our friends from the food industry. I hope that we can be partners in promoting and making the enhanced Nutriban more accessible to our people. Your presence here today means a lot to us. We feel your support. I would also like to thank the Department of Education, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the National Nutrition Council, and all the members of the expanded Partnership Against Hunger program led by CABSEC Nograles for your unwavering support. We look forward to strengthening our partnership with you. Let us continue to combat malnutrition and hunger in our country, and let us do it with enhanced Nutriban as one of our weapons. Thank you very much and good morning, everyone.
Thank you so much, Yusek Manzano, DOST Undersecretary for Regional Operations. Lubusin na po natin ang ating pagbabalik tanaw way back 1970s. Time travel po muna tayo. Moving on to the most awaited part of the program, it is my pleasure to officially lead you to the soft launching of Enhanced Nutribun through time travel. Get yourselves ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this is only the beginning. I am sure that almost all of us here are interested on how the Enhanced Nutribun can reach our community nationwide. To discuss the technology transfer mechanism of Enhanced Nutribun, may we now call on DOST FNRI Supervising Science Research Specialist, Mr. Alexis M. Ortiz.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Leia. To our distinguished guests, our stakeholders from the public and private sectors, our future and partners in the Enhanced Nutribun, sa mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Mukhang excited na po lahat malaan paano po ba natin ma-adapt ang technology ng Enhanced Nutribun. Ito po, i-share ko po today is the FNRI's technology transfer policies and procedures. First, next slide, please. First, the legal basis of our policy. It's based on the Public Act 10055 or the Technology Transfer Act of 2009, and it is being implemented through the joint DOST Intellectual Property Office Administrative Order number 02/2010, or the implementing rules and regulations signed on August 18, 2010. And from there, DOST issued a Administrative Order 004 or the DOST IP policy on April 13, 2015, and followed by the DOST Administrative Order 009, the so-called Technology Transfer Protocol of DOST RDI, signed on September 14, 2015. And from there, DOST FNRI issued its own Administrative Order number 002, series of 2013, or called the FNRI Technology Transfer Policies and Procedures. It is the basis of the nationwide technology transfer and commercialization of technologies being implemented by the Institute, with aims to improve the nutritional status of the Filipino population, and at the same time provide economic and job opportunities to our fellow Filipinos. It is implemented through the technology licensing agreement. Next slide, please. We all know that the most popular technologies rolled out by the Institute through the program is the BIGMO, or the Bigas Mongo technology. It is a blend technology produced into instant curls, crunchies, and baby food blend. It was rolled out nationwide. We have existing 37 facilities nationwide. Who may adopt the technologies? The transfer and commercialization of different technologies developed by the Institute may be adopted by the non-government organizations, individuals, cooperatives, corporations, local government units, as well as the state universities and colleges of the country. Next slide, please. For those who are interested, they need just to follow our simple protocol. Next slide. Yeah. First, you have to send a formal letter of request or letter of intent, and this is a sample of our letter of intent sent by one of our adapter. And I think some of our guests today already submitted their letter of intent to adopt the Enhanced Nutribun. Then once we receive the letter of intent, we respond to the letter and attach our protocol to together with the list of documents to be submitted, and the draft licensing agreements for the perusal of our adapter. Then we schedule the conduct of consultative meeting. Right now we do it virtually due to our current situation. And during the consultative meeting, we will be requesting some of the documents, whichever is applicable. For corporations, we'll be requesting the document from the Securities and Exchange Commission. For single proprietor, we'll be requesting document from the DTI or Department of Trade and Industry. For cooperatives, documents from the Cooperative Development Authority, and some farm workers are organized will be requesting documents from the Department of Labor and Employment, as well as the mayor's permit coming from the LGU, where the company is located. Next slide, please. Then we will be requesting our partners from the DOST regional offices and provincial offices to assist us in the conduct of the technology needs assessment. Its purpose is to determine the readiness of the prospective licensee to adopt our technology. Doon po ay titingnan natin kung meron po ba kayong available equipment needed to produce the technology that you intend to adopt. Then kung wala po, we will be recommending what type of equipment you need to procure so that you will be able to produce the technology. Then we will also assess if you have existing facilities to make it GMP compliant. Next slide po. Then the results will be discussed. The TNA results will be discussed with the prospective adapter so that any improvement, if there is a need to do on the proposed facility, may pag-usapan po natin so that before the conduct of the training, ready na po talaga yung building at yung mga equipment. Next slide, please. Then, if the client complies with the minimum requirement, mag-ano na po tayo, pa-finalize na po natin yung licensing agreement. Next slide po. Then, proceed na po tayo do sa signing ng ating licensing agreement po. Kung saan, yun po ay sa-sign po ng DOST-FNRI, ng ating adapter, then sa part din po ng regional offices po. Next slide po. Then, part po ng ating agreement is yung sa, ano po tayo doon yung sa conduct ng training, paano po i-produce yung technology. Then the technical assistance, we can also assist you through the help of our pilot plant engineers to lay out properly the proposed facility so that we could prevent the cross-contamination, especially na po yung tulad ng enhanced Nutribun is intended to our children po. Next is, next slide po. Then after po ng ating ma-layout na, ready na equipment, train na po tayo, licensee and ready to start producing and marketing the technology. Next po. Then during the time na the licensee is already producing and marketing the technology, DOST-FNRI will conduct monitoring and evaluation on the business performance of the technology along the following areas po. Profitability, livelihood generated, and investments generated based on the technology adapted from DOST-FNRI. Next slide po. The DOST-FNRI monitors the quality and safety of the manufactured products through test and analysis for a P. We can also do this data analysis through our regional S&T laboratories situated nationwide po. And also, if you know private laboratories, you can also avail of their services po. Continuous and technical assistance is provided by the Institute to our clients even after the technology transfer training has been conducted, just to ensure that napapalo po natin yung lahat ng naituro po natin ng DOST-FNRI technology generators during the tech transfer training po. Then, should the client decide not to continue the project, we'll be requesting you to submit a formal letter informing the institute of your decisions po. Next slide po. Next one. I think yung pong training is will be based on a mutually agreed time po because due to that large number of requests po, we need to schedule based on the first come first serve basis on who will be trained first on the production of the technologies. Next slide please. For inquiries, you may write or call our director, Dr. Mario V. Capansana. Dito po sa ating mga contact details na naka-flash po sa ating screen. Next slide po. I think this is our references for our presentation, and Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz, for sharing with us that valuable information. Now, we already have the knowledge on the adoption process of enhanced Nutribun. And there's more. Indeed, collaboration with our potential licensees is one of the main strategies to make enhanced Nutribun more available and affordable to the public. Here with us today are 3 potential licensees of enhanced Nutribun. To give a short message, may I now call on Ms. Daisy Engle of Century Pacific Corporation.
Secretary De La Peña, Cabinet Secretary Nograles, Yusek Rowena Guevara, Yusek Brenda Nazareth Manzano, our FNRI mentors and partners, my fellow supporters for better Philippine nutrition, magandang umaga po. Century Pacific would like to thank Dr. Capanzana for inviting us to this event. Century cares, and our mission is to nourish everyone, every day, everywhere. Bread is not our core product, but Bake Masters, a division of our sister company Shakey's, bakes breads. With the help of DOST-FNRI, we, as one of the interested e-nutrition technology adopters, would like to provide nutrition buns to more Filipino children. Century cares. Last Friday, we launched our campaign, Strong Pilipinas, Stay Strong Pilipinas, which is promoting exercise, positive thinking, and proper diet. We at Century believe that we will win this fight because we care for our kababayans. And kindness is infectious. Yes, we can. Yes, the Filipino can. To close, may I share a short company video. May I request Sir Dexter?
Pagsabog ng bulkan, lindol, bagyo. Nalampasan nating lahat yan. Pero hinaharap natin ngayon ibang klaseng kalaban. Pero Pilipino tayo, matulungin, mapagbigay, handang magsakripisyo para sa bayan. Di natin pababayaan ang isa't isa. Matagal pa bago matapos ang laban na to. Tutulo ang luha at may masasawi. Pero mananalo tayo kasi mas nakakahawa ang kabutihan ng Pinoy. Kaya ng Pilipino. The Filipino can.
So thank you everyone for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Daisy, the R&D Director of Century Pacific Corporation. Now let's hear from another potential licensee, Mr. Rocky D. Doctor of DOST-Food Manufacturing Corporation.
Morning, everyone. Our
Good morning, Sir Rocky. Sir Rocky, can you please tune into your audio? Medyo mahina lang po yung dating. We want to hear your speech, sir. You can repeat it, sir. Thank you so much. Medyo mahina. Opo, mahina lang po yung dating. Hindi po masyadong naririnig ng karamihan.
Now? Yeah.
For connectivity, sir. Pwede po ilapit yung mic, sir.
Hello, Leia. Can you hear me?
Yan, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Clear, sir. Thank you so much.
Hello, Leia.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Clear.
okay.
Better po.
Paulit na lang po, sir, doctor. Thank you so much.
Leia.
Ilalapit na lang po yung mic, sir. Like here.
Repeat
Like this po.
performance. Ay, lapit niyo yung mic ulit. Maganda yung
mic
kanina.
po. Okay. Thank you, sir.
No. Wala. Yung kanina.
Yung earphone, sir, would do. Thank you so much.
Yung white.
Yes, sir. Yan. Yan, sir. Yan. Okay, sir.
Hello, Leia.
Yan.
Yes, sir. Yan.
Yes. Yan, okay.
Pakilapit ka lang po. Yan, sir.
Okay,
Thank you so
okay na.
much.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm galing ako sa old school. Anyway, magandang umaga po sa ating
Nutribun boy.
magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Sa ating napakabuting Secretary Boy de la Peña, Yusik Geb, Yusik Brenda, ating napakasipag na director ng FNRI, Dr. Mario Capansana, our partners at DSWD at DepEd, sa ating mga bisita na nandito ngayon, nakatune in sa napaka-exciting na product na Nutribun. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. More than the excitement of being part in launching another FNRI DOST technology, we at DOST-Food Manufacturing Corporation are honored to be adopting this technology that would enable us to further pursue our mission of commercializing research-based food products to help reduce malnutrition in the country. Nutribun is coming back with a capital E, different from what we were fed before. Nutribun today is not just a food, but partly an answer to malnutrition among our younger and school children. Natikman ko yung Nutribun nung araw, pinagbabato namin dahil matigas. We take pride in being part of this undertaking in collaboration with co-stakeholders as we express our commitment to produce Nutribun for children, be at their feeding program centers, of DepEd or DSWD or at their homes. Nutribun Food Manufacturing Corporation would like to thank you, FNRI, for the trust. And thank you to our government agencies and officials in supporting the e-Nutribun product for us to raise healthier children of today for a better tomorrow for everyone. Maraming salamat po at congratulations po sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Rocky.
Thank you so much, Sir Doctor of Nutribun Food Manufacturing Corporation. Last but not the least, let's now hear from Ma'am Trisha Castrodes, the owner of Arete Foods Corporation.
Good morning, everybody. Maraming salamat po at naging bahagi kami ng programang ito to CABSEC Nograles, Secretary de la Peña, Director Mario Capanzana, USEC Brenda, other distinguished USECs, our DOST FNRI family, at representatives from DepEd and DSWD and other guests. Good morning. I am Trisha Castrodes from Arete Foods Corporation. Kami po ay isang MSME na based in Marikina. Napaka-excited at napakasaya po namin na nung matutunan namin na magkakaroon ng e-Nutribun program. Lalo na po kami naging excited nung natikman namin na napakasarap po talaga niya. Tama po yung sinabi ni Director kanina na it's very, very yummy. We have been partnering with DOST for several years already, and we've seen how dedicated the people at DOST are. Kaya masarap kaming, gustong-gusto naming makikipag-partner at makipagtrabaho sa kanila because we know how dedicated ang mga experts inside DOST. Hindi po makakaila na itong pandemic na ito ay malaki po ang impact sa mga katulad naming MSMEs. Talaga pong malaki. Tinatry namin every month na gumawa ng mga bagay na para makabangon at maibalik namin yung aming mga aming mga empleyado. So, with this program, I'm beginning to be emotional. That's how excited we are. We are looking at this program to be one of the answers that could help MSMEs like us. Talaga pong desire namin ay maibalik namin yung makuha ulit namin yung aming mga empleyado. At sana po ay ito ay isang maging sagot sa pandemyang ito. Aside from the nutritional, yung magiging benefit niya sa ating mga kabataan, sa mga Pilipino, sa bawat Pilipino, dahil ito talaga pong nutritious siya. Isa po siya maging sagot sa pagiging mas mataas na resistensya ng mga Pilipino para kung anumang virus yung mararanasan pa natin at lalo na dito sa COVID. Kaya malaking-malaki po yung aming inaasahan sa programang ito. At alam ko po ay hindi lang po kami nag-iisa sa laban na ito. Kaya rest assured na from us here at Arete Foods Corporation, gagawin po namin lahat and we will try our very best to deliver the services that will be required from us as potential adopters. It is indeed an honor for us to be part of this program. At bilang isang Pilipino, napakalaki po siyang impact, napakalaki po siyang privilege na maging bahagi ng isang programang katulad nito. Kaya mabuhay po ang mga taga-DOST FNRI, mabuhay po tayong lahat at maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Castrodes of Arete Food Corporation. Thank you for sharing your heartfelt message with your co-MSMEs. Thank you so much, ma'am. And salamat po. And we are glad to have you all here as our potential licensees. And we will be certainly be most happy to engage with more potential licensees so that all parts of the country will be reached by enhanced Nutribun. At this juncture, may we call on our new DOST FNRI Deputy Director, Dr. Anthony P. Calibo.
Good morning po sa inyong lahat. Secretary Nograles, Secretary de la Peña, Undersecretary Guevara, Undersecretary Manzano, Dr. Capanzana, our FNRI Director, the other directors from the DOST regional offices, colleagues from the other government agencies, National Nutrition Council, representatives, colleagues from DSWD and the Department of Education, our industry partners, our organizing committee, and of course, the Secretariat. Magandang umaga po, and I'd like to thank everyone for attending this online launch of the DOST FNRI Enhanced Nutribun. As much as we want to be physically present with all of you, having this launch online is the best option for the health and safety of everyone. Nevertheless, the level of the DOST FNRI's commitment in announcing the technology readiness for the production of the Enhanced Nutribun and its health and nutrition benefits does not change. With the dedicated effort and commitment of our pilot team, headed by the Division Chief Engineer Rosemary Garcia, we were able to formulate an Enhanced Nutribun even at these critical times. Our deepest gratitude to Engineer Garcia's team. As presented in this online launch, it is very important that nutrition support for children during the time of pandemic is not hampered. With strict limitations in holding public gatherings, the conduct of traditional supplemental feeding program will be difficult to do as well. Hence, the availability of the Enhanced Nutribun is one solution to ensure the continuous delivery of nutrition services. The Enhanced Nutribun is nutritious, ready to eat, and most of all, easy to deliver. The main objective of this online launch is to encourage the business sector to adopt and produce the Enhanced Nutribun. We are very confident that all of you will be our partners in assuring that our children are healthy and nutritionally adequate during this critical time. We would like to thank the DOST regional offices in advance for their help in promoting the Enhanced Nutribun at the regional level. You are the bridge in assuring that there is an Enhanced Nutribun producer in each region, or better yet, in every province. We'd like also to thank Dr. Milflor Gonzalez and her staff and team who has successfully conducted this online launch. And of course, all the FNRI family who were instrumental in making this online launch a big success. Let me end this launching with this quote by the late Nelson Mandela. History will judge us by the difference we make in the everyday lives of children, end quote. We hope that together we can make a difference in the lives of our children. One Enhanced Nutribun a day for every Filipino child. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga sa ating lahat.
Thank you so much, Dr. Calibo, FNRI Deputy Director. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our morning session. And by the way, please don't forget that there will be separate Zoom link for PM session. And attention to all our potential licensees, MSMEs, food manufacturers, bakeries, cooperatives, Farmers Association, and others who signed up for TechNegosyo as potential licensees. Meron po tayong schedule this afternoon for 18. Please be advised that there will be another TechNegosyo session tomorrow, July 30. We will email to you the respective Zoom links and schedule. Doon po, malalaman po natin lahat ng inyo deeply, madidig deeper po yung mga tanong nyo po tungkol sa Nutribun, paano po gumawa, ano pong kailangan nyo, at ano po yung investment na kailangan nyo pong ibigay. Pag-uusapan po natin yan for TechNegosyo this afternoon and tomorrow. On behalf of DOST FNRI, thank you all for making time from your busy schedules to join us this morning. It's been our pleasure to host this first ever virtual soft launch, ang Pagbabalik ng Nutribun. And before we close, may I request everyone to please open their videos so that we can have a picture taking. May I request everyone to please open their videos.
Personal choice. Deliberate.
Alright. Lahat po ba nakabukas na? We encourage everyone to please open their videos. Okay, let's start. We have 15 pages, 15 screens. Let's start with page 1. Ayan. Ready?
Na-close po ng host.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Naka-disabled po.
Disable po yung mga camera namin.
Sige po. Calling for the attention of our host to please open the videos of our dear participants. Okay po, we'll just wait for the others. Ayan, unti-unti na pong nabubuksan ng videos ng lahat.
Hindi pa rin po.
Okay po. Let's wait, sir. Thank you so much. By the way, I just would like to remind everyone na magkakaroon po ng replay. Ito pong ating soft launch. It will be uploaded at around 3 p.m. today in our DOST-FNRI Facebook page and YouTube channel. If you haven't liked yet our Facebook page and don't subscribe yet sa aming YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. And for those who are asking po sa presentation, yes po, we will provide the presentation for especially as guide po dun sa regional offices and MSMEs. And also, before we forget, meron po tayong evaluation form. Nandito po siya sa chat box natin. Ito pong evaluation form, ang purpose po nito is for monitoring and evaluation and also recording para po ma-invite po namin kayo sa aming future events. Please answer our evaluation form pasted in our chat box below. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for waiting. I have been disabled for a time. Okay, let's start our picture taking. Let's start from page 1. Right. Let's get ready in 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you so much. Page 2 of 12. Let's start in 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Page 3 of 12. 1, 2, 3. Page 4 of 12. 1, 2, 3. Page 5 of 12. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Page 6 of 12. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Page 7 of 12. 1, 2, 3. Page 8 of 12. 1, 2, 3. Page 9. 1, 2, 3. Page 10 of 12. 1, 2, 3. And page 11 of 12. 1, 2, 3. And last page. Thank you so much for your participation. On behalf of the OST FNRI, thank you all for making time from your busy schedules to join us this morning. It's been our pleasure to host this first ever virtual launch ang Pagbabalik ng Nutribun. Thank you all, and I wish you a pleasant day. Please keep safe, everyone. See you in today's PM session.
Congratulations, Ryan. Doon pa sa ending nawala eh, no?
Everything today is faster. Everything today is easier. With technology getting better, it doesn't mean we're getting healthier. While the kids are young, while the parents are working, while the stress is tough, just remember the following. Go for a daily dose of nutrition. A balanced meal with variation. Around a 2 of exercise. Aim for healthy lifestyles. Inspire others to do the same. The story of life is no game. Life daily dose of nutrition. A balanced meal with variation. Around a 2 of exercise. Aim for healthy lifestyles. A daily dose of nutrition. A balanced meal with variation. Around a 2 of exercise. Aim for healthy lifestyle. Live longer, happier, better with Everything today is easier, with technology getting better. It doesn't mean we're getting healthier while the kids are young, while the parents are working, while the stress is tough. Just remember the following. Go for a daily dose of nutrition. Go for a balanced meal with variation. Go for a run or two of exercise. Aim for healthy lifestyles. Inspire others to do the same. The story of life is no game. Life doesn't need to end that fast. If you choose health, the longer you last. Go for a daily dose of nutrition. Go for a balanced meal with variation. Go for a round or two of exercise. Aim for healthy lifestyles. Go for a daily dose of nutrition. Go for a balanced meal with variation. Go for a round or two of exercise. Aim for healthy lifestyle. Live longer, happier, better with Everything today is faster. Everything today is easier. With technology getting better, it doesn't mean we're getting healthier while the kids are young, while the parents are working, while the stress is tough. Just remember the following. Go for a daily dose of nutrition. Go for a balanced meal with variation. Go for a